Hey, it's us, the Golds. We're going to be doing the interracial relationship tag. I've seen a lot of people do this video, so I wanted us to try it. All right. I have the questions here, but first we have a little duet to give y'all. Okay, so here it is. Okay, you ready, babe? He's got jungle fever.
She's got jungle fever.
We got jungle fever. We're in love, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. I can sing, y'all. Y'all didn't know I could sing. I can sing, okay? Don't do it. All right. All right, so let's get started with the questions. We are so freaking silly and kind of tired, so that's what's happening right now. Okay, first question. What is your race, ethnicity? Lord, I can't talk. Okay, I am African American. I am completely 100% black. And
she black.
I black, yeah.
She black.
Black. Okay, go ahead.
I'm white. There's a little bit of Cherokee Indian, a little bit of European, German. I guess that doesn't really count there, but I would say I'm about as white as you can get.
Everybody had a little Cherokee in them for some reason. Yeah. I didn't even try that. I'm 100% black.
Give me that scholarship.
What? Oh, okay. What's your first time dating outside of your race? Okay, so for me, I've always dated outside of my race. I've had experience with multiple races, but I've always dated outside of my race as far as I can remember. I never pinpointed or said I was going to not date a certain race. It was just depending on the connection I felt. So I never felt like, oh, I'm not dating this race for some stupid reason. No, I dated any race. It was about the person's personality and not their skin color. So that's how I felt about it. What about you, babe?
My first interracial relationship was when I was 6 years old.
Okay, 6. That sounds kind of...
There was this young girl, and every time I would come into school, she would hold my hand. And one day I wasn't there, and my mother went into the school, and the little girl came up to my mother and said, where's David at? And my mother's like, oh, he's sick today. I'm just here getting his homework and stuff. And she goes, oh, my ankle hurts when he can't hold my hand. But
that's the story of his first 6 years old. Seriously, that's so young.
I've only dated black women for my entire life. Never dated outside of black. I've had an African, a Jamaican girl. You know, anything that you can get in regards to that, I've dated. So.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's his side of things with that. Okay, what has been the most challenging thing about dating interracially? I guess for me, sometimes we do get stares from other people, but it's not often. Like, there was one time we were at a restaurant and he got really upset. This guy looked at me really nasty, and I guess he probably was thinking what is she doing with that white guy? And he really got mad. He was like, why is he looking at you like that? He got really upset. But in terms of family, friends, things like that, everyone has been accepting of that. That's never been an issue. With my family, everyone has, there's a mixture in my family in terms of, dating. So it's never been an issue for family or friends. It's been, like I said, a couple times with people looking at us crazy, but not that much. That's how I feel about that. What do you think, babe?
I haven't really had any challenges. I mean, when I was in middle and high school, a lot of the black guys would make little comments and things like that in reference to that, oh, why are you with him, or things like that. But I never really had any issues. My family embraced it, and their families, when I would meet them, embraced it. Her family in particular has really embraced it as well. So I don't think there was really... Not really. I guess I've been lucky, in regards to that. I've just been I've never really had any issues. So
that's really good, though. I mean, some people may have to deal with it with family or friends, and they struggle with it. And we're lucky; we haven't really had to deal with that in terms of it being close to home. So that's really good. All right. Do you get dirty looks or stares in public? Like I was saying, there has been plenty of times, or a couple of times, we get looks. He'll notice sometimes more than me, like I said, with the guys, they'll look why is she with him kind of stares. And it does kind of get to him, and he gets a little mad, and he'll say something about it. But I try to ignore it because I feel like at this point, we've been together so long, I'm not concerned about the next person. I'm concerned about us. So if you're going to give us dirty stares, I try to ignore it. How do you feel about it, babe?
I would say that yes, we do occasionally, and it could be from any race, really. They're just looking they act as if they haven't seen it before, and
that's crazy to me.
But I mean, it's 2015. I mean, at this point, we should all be used to a little bit of everything. But I mean, it is what it is. Most guys stare because they're jealous. They're wondering how I could have gotten her, or how she got me, or whatever. So I don't really think anything of it anymore. I'm just used to it. I mean,
yeah.
So
And like I said, the area that we live in, there's a lot of interracial dating. You see it all over our streets. So I don't. That's why sometimes when you do get the looks, I'm like, it's everywhere. Like, why are you looking at us like that? Like, it's so much interracial, in my opinion, in this area that we live in. So I don't think it's really a big thing that, or we stand out at all, because it's everywhere. So, okay. Do you plan to get married, have children? We are getting married next month. Woo! I actually just had my shower, so I'm extra excited. The date is coming soon. It'll be July 24th. We'll actually put up photos and video from the wedding, so you guys will be able to see that and experience that with us. But we do plan to get married, and we do want children. I'm not going to say we. I want one child, and I want a daughter. My family is mostly women, but my mom wants us to have a boy, but I would like to have a girl. You don't get to choose, but it would be great to have a daughter, because I want to have the fun experience of, the hair and the clothes and all that fun stuff. So I do want to have children, and I would like to have one. What do you feel about children? You're getting married, so.
I would love to have children. I guess I'm kind of weird. I would like a girl first. I would like to have two, one girl, one boy.
Oh, two?
Or possibly two girls. It just honestly depends. But yes, I would love to have two children, three at most. If we had a third, then that would be fine too.
We never talked about this.
My family has always had, 3 kids, or at least the minimum of 3. Like, I had 2 sisters, I was the middle child, and we had 3. My cousins, they had 7. But besides that, I would like to have at least 2 at minimum.
I didn't know this. I feel like I didn't know that you wanted 2, but I never heard about the 3. So that was
maybe 3. If a third one came along, I'd be like, oh, awesome. I wouldn't be like, oh, good.
Yeah. My mom was always saying, like, I'm getting old. You guys need to have kids. I have other siblings. They have no children. They're all older than me, but she's expecting me to be the first to have kids. I don't understand this.
Right.
But that's what's going on with that. If so, how do you think they will be perceived? What do you feel? I hope that they're accepted. I hope that people treat them, nice in school, and they don't have difficulties being mixed, and people are making comments that they are mixed. I just really don't know the experience of that, obviously, so I hope that our child doesn't have any issues because they're biracial, or have any negative comments with kids, or even adults for that matter, which is ridiculous. But I know it does happen, and I pray that our children don't experience any racism for being, biracial. I hope they don't have to experience that, because I want them to, not be seen for their race, but just for who they are. That's what boils down to at the end of the day, is who they are, not their race. So
I feel like that there is going to be some instances where they are unfortunately going to get ridiculed and things like that. Because when I was a kid, I was ridiculed and things like that. I went to a school in Oxon Hill, Maryland, where it was 95% African American there, and I had a lot of friends, and I got along well with a lot of people, but occasionally there was that 1 or 2 kids that would pick on me because I was white, or things like that, or so I feel like with them being light skinned, or whatever tone they come out, they might be pale like I am, or they might come out your tone, or I don't know, or in between. I feel like it's gonna be some ridicule, unfortunately, but we're gonna teach our kid ourselves, and I think they'll be able to take it with a good stride, and I think there's gonna be more good praise than there is negative. So
yeah, I'm hoping for the good praise, and like I said, with so many interracial relationships and where we live, there's a lot of interracial kids. So I hope that, by that time, it's just not something that it won't be something heavy to deal with, or people picking on them, or them being the only interracial or child. Like, there will be a lot of mixed children. We're going to continue to live in this area, so I feel like I don't see it being a big issue, but then it could be. So I'm just praying for the best, and that our child has a good experience growing up. Like, I'm rambling, sorry. But I feel like
I think it'll be fine, and there's going to be kids are kids.
They're going to pick for multiple
whether
reasons.
It's shoes or clothes or the way your hair is done or whatever. It's just going to happen, and you just got to take it with a grain of salt. So we'll teach our kid that. So.
Exactly. Is it different dating outside of your race as opposed to dating within? I would say yes for me, just because, in terms of traditions or things, or the way you grow up, there's just differences just because of race alone. There's things that you'll have similar, but there are differences with that. It can be in terms of religion, how you grew up, traditions, all those things can be different because of race. But it's not a negative thing. That just brings to a more fulfilling relationship, to learn how someone else, grew up and how you grew up and how you'll create traditions together as you grow together and determine what traditions you want to have for yourself and when you have children together. So I think it's just, it's more that you'll be able to experience learning from someone else's experiences from growing up and the differences you have with each other. So there are, definitely some differences with dating outside of your race.
Well, there's going to be a lot of cultural differences. Like, when I was a kid, we would eat certain things. Like the food is definitely different that you eat. I mean, in some cases, of course, it's going to be the same, but you're going to see a lot of cultural differences, a lot of things that are done differently just in day-to-day life. Like, there was new foods that I had never had before, or, not to mention food, but, I am a fat guy, so there's a lot of differences there culturally that you have to learn. There's some things that you do at home that, you go to your girlfriend's house, or in our case, my wife's house, and you have to be more respectful to their cultural difference there. So there is a huge difference. Now, I've never actually dated a white girl, unfortunately, so I don't know what it would be like. I'm sure it'll be different, different styles and things like that, but, to me, what I'm used to now isn't different anymore, so.
Yeah, because that's all you've experienced for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Do you interact with other interracial couples? I have, through meeting people that I work with or friends and their interracial relationships, and, you're able to kind of relate, I feel like, with someone else who's in an interracial relationship. They can kind of tell you what they're experiencing, especially if it's a friend that has never dated interracial before. I had met someone through work, and she was talking to a guy that was white, and she actually never had an interracial relationship before, and she was kind of leery of dating him just because he was white. And I was telling her, don't judge it on that. If you like the guy, just date him. And her family was really not, happy about it because she was really from the South, and they were like, you should find yourself a black man. So she was asking me a lot of questions about it, or, if she should. And I was like, if you really like this guy, race, it's nothing about race. It's about the connection you're making with that person. It's not about the fact that they're white. It means nothing if you feel a connection. And if your family is against it, it's about who you love or who you end up falling in love with. Don't make your decisions off of your family. It's rough when your family doesn't support you, especially with with your relationship and just because he's white. But you got to do what's best for you, and if that person makes you happy, go for it. And I definitely, gave her some advice in, her experience with, finding herself interested in someone of a different race. So I do know some people that are in interracial relationships. What about you?
I've had quite a few friends that were with white guys, friends that were with black women. I've known black guys that were with white women. Right now, presently, unfortunately, we don't really have another interracial couple that we've been looking. Not saying we're stuck in with that, but we've been looking for another couple. So right now, no, I don't have any. I've got a couple friends that ask me, hey, what is it like to date a black woman?
Yeah, you get those questions, what is it like to date with a white guy? People ask it's a, I don't know, it's just the way they ask it is weird to me.
What's it like dating a black woman? Why don't you go find one? So, I've got friends that'll say, I've never been with one, I would love to be with one. And I said, well, now you can't really judge it by that. You have to like who you like, and
not by the race.
You can't,
connection.
If you feel like, I really want a black woman, and in some cases that's just could be considered, something that you don't want to do long term. So, I just tell them, you have to, I'll give you some pointers, but you have to find what you like, and that's how you can judge. But, over the years I've had tons of interracial couples I've known, but right now, unfortunately, I don't know any personally close to me.
You're not close friends of ours? No, not really. Okay. What made you fall in love with this person? Okay, so this person here, why I fell in love with him was just because he, at the beginning, he showed so many things I haven't seen from previous relationships. And also, he's a really good listener. If I want to talk, he's all ears. If I'm feeling down, he's there for me. If there's I'm having a bad day, he knows how to cheer me up. He's so funny, this guy. He makes me laugh nonstop.
Oh, you'll find out.
And if I'm just so upset and I'm frowning, it's I can't help but smile because he knows how to make me feel better. And this is just a person that I have, had a connection with and built a connection with. And another thing about him too is he's made the effort to connect with my family. Each person in my family, he's made the effort to connect with them. And that makes me feel so good because I'm really close with my family, and he knows that. He knows how important family is to me, and he's made the effort to get close with them, and they all love him as well. and you know, he can love my family, they can love him, and you know, he can bring a smile to my face. All of that just, you know, made me realize this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. And like I said, he's always, you know, a good listening ear. If I want to talk, he will listen, and I appreciate that, because I know he listened, because a couple of days later he can bring up, you know, a conversation we had, so I know he's truly listening to me, and that's really important to me. So
I would say it's a lot of stuff. The first would be that she's able to deal with me, because I can be a lot to handle. I'll come home from a long day of work and just rant for hours, or you know, she listens when I need someone to listen to. She's very loving, you know, always wants to cuddle, always wants to be close, even though sometimes, you know, I'm like, well, but she's always wants to be close to me, and I love that about her. And the fact that she listens, and she, you know, we can go places. She does a lot of the things that I enjoy doing. You know, we can just chill around the house and watch a good movie, or go to a restaurant and get something good to eat, and I don't always have to worry about it, you know, am I appeasing her right now, or even though I'm always going to care and do that, just the fact that she's always there for me made me realize that, you know, she was the one. So.
Aw, babe. All right, so that was the last question for the interracial relationship tag. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed it. I definitely am glad that we did the tag. These were some great questions. So if anyone hasn't done the tag, please post your video for this. It's a really good one. If you're in an interracial relationship, go ahead and tag it. And my dog is over here being bad. Oh my God, I'm about to get her. Oh my God, Sasha. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me start this. Don't even.
Suggestion, if you have any extra questions outside of those that you'd like to know, like if you haven't been in an interracial relationship, or if you want to be in one, or if you're presently in a new one and you have any questions on just anything, you know, post it below. We'll answer it for you in the comments, or another, you know, a second video with extra questions. We have no problems, you know, teaching somebody something new that they haven't dabbled in just yet. So.
Yeah, definitely. If you have any questions about, like you said, interracial relationships. Also, if you have any questions for us, or any ideas for any other videos, or different tags you'd like to see us do, we can definitely put those videos up for you guys as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We did. Woo! So catch us in our next video. We'll probably do another keeping it real with the GOAT conversation as well. We're going to do a couple of those first, and then we'll go into doing some vlogs, which will be awesome. Alright? Alright, see you guys later. Peace. You did it just like I did. Okay, I just wanted to show y'all our dog. She really does get her rest. Look at her. Knocked out, and she does not move. Like, this is the life right here. This is what I should be living. Relaxation at all times. Sashi. Sashi. It takes me saying her name a couple times before she gets up. Look. Look at that. That's my Sasha Fierce. That's my Sasha Fierce. Ooh, my Sasha Fierce. If I make a noise like that, her ears go up. Ooh. See, look at her. She is so freaking cute. Alright guys, that's it for our video. I just want to show you the cuteness of our little baby dog, Sasha Fierce. Yes, and she's tired. And we're out.